We're live. We're on the Paul Pluta show. We're doing a paid review with Clive. Clive, we have had another person has asked for you and me to do a review together. So look, guys, I am going to do reviews with Clive and also reviews without Clive. Some reviews he's really good at. I got to be honest, he's really fantastic. Other reviews he really stinks at. So, you know, it's up. You've got to decide whether you want his input or not. Clive is, you know, he's a typical Midwest lawyer. You know, if ever you were busted by the sheriff in the Midwest driving through in your Lamborghini, he's the kind of guy who you'd want to represent you. Mind you, his fees wouldn't be cheap. He'd charge you $1,500, and he's those crooked judges, and Clive would work out a deal for you. That's if, of course, Clive doesn't die first from the smoking. Clive, you need the best thing you can do for your health is quit those cigarettes. You can eat fatty foods. You can do all this bad shit.
Processed meats are classified by the World Health Organization as a stage 1 carcinogen, same as cigarettes. I've given that meat, so
they're both not. That's the lesser of two evils, Clive. Now, okay, let's jump in. We've got a paid review, so let's talk business. We've got to do business here. This is business. We're here to do a paid review for Mark, and Mark's been a very loyal fan of the show for a long time. Let's have a talk. Well, okay, let's begin here. Dear Archie and Clive, please see attached Timex watch photo. Timex watch photo. Let's see if I can find
it's
this.
at the very bottom.
Oh yes, that's actually quite a. I like the color. I don't. It's kind of funky enough to be kind of cool. Oh man, that brings back memories of the 70s, doesn't it? Oh, Clive, we've got to show that. I got to tell you, I'm not a huge Timex fan, but that just rocks. That rocks. Yep. Okay. This
takes a piston and keeps on ticking.
Yeah, this is where it all began for me when I was 4 years old. My parents bought me my first watch, and I felt so proud that I had something on my wrist that was capable of telling time. During the next 35 years, all my watches were shitters. This was due to financial reasons. Not poor watch choice. Having 5 kids ranging from 6 months to 20 years and 1 ex-wife can cause financial restraints. It was just under 2 years ago, shortly after my divorce came through, that I thought it was time to start spending. I'm the managing director of a well-known curtain company in the UK, so I'm paid well enough to start my hobby properly and send you some curtains that everyone on the comments have always wanted you to have. Wow. The Rolex is a GMT Master 2 model. This is his collection now. 116710 LN, which I bought secondhand. It was a year old, so there wasn't much discount. Okay. About a year later, I bought the Hublot. I'm not a fan of most of their over-the-top watches. They do. But I had a soft spot for their basic steel one. I bought this on the grey market, cheaper than the price of a used one. Next was the Amiga Man on the Fudging Moon. You're responsible for this one. Bought this on the grey market for £3,000. I never liked Panerai, but Clive kept shoving them in my face through your channel, and I fell in love with them. I bought the PAM 112 secondhand for £4,000. A few questions. My daughter turns 21 next year, and I said I'd buy her a Rolex. Which one should I buy? Secondly, should I flip the Hublot even though I like it and buy a JLC Reverso? Are the watches that bad? What determines watch horology? It was following Jean-Claude Biver that got me into the brand. A cool guy, in my opinion. I will still buy the Reverso regardless whether I sell the Hublot. It will just take a few more months longer. I plan to finish with 5 watches, so if I do sell the Hublot, what other watch should I get as the Reverso? As well as the Reverso. Cheers, Mark Vista. P.S. Enjoy the blue label. Now, I gotta tell you, this is a very, very interesting review. Clive, I gotta tell you, I just love this Timex.
Time out. Respectos, Mark. Mark Pfister, yeah. He is a champion on the boards. Yeah. Right now, for the coveted First Fist Awards, it's kind of a dead heat between him and oh God, who's the guy at the Hong Kong Fooey avatar? I'm trying to think of who he is. Anyway, when it comes to fisting on the boards, Mark Pfister, with a name like Pfister, he's got to be good.
He's got to be good.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Now, Clive, you want to take a look at his now watch collection? We've spoken about it. So now I'm actually going to show you his watches. He's got 4 pieces.
Oh, okay.
Wow, look at that. I love the photo, by the way. Look at that. That is oh.
Nice.
Nice.
Can I just say one thing? Now,
yes.
He had the good God-given sense to get the 112 rather than the 111 with that almost useless secondhand spinning around like a propeller beanie propeller at 9 o'clock. So awesome. And
I got to tell you, Mark,
the 112 has the sandwich style, really great loom, just classic quintessential Panerai. If I hadn't, I've got like and at one time I was seriously looking for a second one, and I was specifically looking for the 112. So respect us on that one piece, Mark.
Now, I got to tell you, Clive, I'm sorry. Regardless of what I think of Hublot, this collection just pops. That photo is just, I love the stony background. Man, Look at that. I can't fault anything on that. The only thing is he set up a strange precedent because he's got steel stunners, 1 watch per brand, and they are all black dial pieces. And I got to tell you, this collection, I love it. I love it. And I got to say something, Mark. Please, just because I've criticized Hublot, right? You don't have to listen to what I say. I mean, you got to buy what you like. A man can't tell another man what to spend his money on. You got to be happy within yourself. At the end of the day, the only person that matters is you. Doesn't matter what I think or anyone thinks. And I mean, let's be honest there. When you've got 3 other amazing pieces, the fact you look, the Hublot isn't a piece of crap. I mean, I got to be honest with you. Out of all the Hublots you could have chosen, I kind of like it. I like the Blackie dial. It's. I mean, I'm not a Hublot fan. Please don't read it the wrong way.
No, but that's quite tolerable. It's kind of Gerald Dentra-y in a way with the bezel, the screw down bezel. Zoom in on that sucker if you can.
Yes. I got to tell you there, it's it's pretty damn.
Not a damn thing wrong with that watch.
No, would I buy one myself? No. But you got to understand, Hublot is very fashionable in the UK. It's very much a footballer thing. We don't understand that. See, we don't play soccer. We play real football. Soccer is not real football. So you got to understand the Hublot genre. Clive, I want to say this. I really do love these stories that come through. Let me just say this. Mark, I really feel for you. Having 5 kids and getting divorced. Whoa! That is just crazy. Let me just quickly, I just want to answer a few of your questions, and then Clive can have a stab at this as well. I got to tell you, I'm not going to chew you out for the Hublot. Would I have bought it? No, I wouldn't. But if you bought it on the grey market, that's okay. Look. It actually, I actually quite like it in your collection. I actually like all your watches. All your watches are very, very nice indeed. You're asking the question now. My daughter turns 21 next year, and I said I'd buy her a Rolex. This is a very dangerous precedent. He's giving one of the kids a Rolex. Look, I would try. Could you change it to an Amiga Constellation? Because they're much cheaper, Mark.
And he's got 4 other kids.
Exactly right. They're all going to expect a very decent watch. So I'll tell you how to handle that, Mark, in a minute. The other thing is, right? The other thing is, we'll talk about what watch you can buy her in a minute, but I just want to talk about your question. Secondly, should I flip the Hublot even though I like it? Man, if you like it, don't flip what you like. If you like it, you don't need to. I give guidance, but at the end of the day, you got to go with what you like. You got to live your own life, Mark. You can't live my life. You know, you got to live your own life.
He'd have to get divorced 2 more times if he wants to live your life.
Exactly. Should I flip the Hublot? No. If you like it, you keep it. You don't flip things you like. Buy a Reverso. Look, I would definitely. I think a Reverso. I love the Reverso. You got to decide yourself. Are the watches that bad? No, they're not. They're not. Hublot are not that bad at all. They're a Swiss watch. They're a luxury Swiss watch. Very popular in certain countries. I don't think they're that bad at all. They are what they are. Look, they use an ETA movement in a lot of models, but so what? So what? Are the watches that bad? What determines watch horology? Well, you know, watch horology. I always like watches that have a good, long history of watchmaking. They have classic, iconic models. The Hublot's a little bit short on that front there, but hey, that's not to say look, you can have, if you've got some really, really nice pieces there, you got a Rolex, you got an Amiga, you can have the Hublot there. Jean-Claude Bivet, he's very cool. He actually confesses, he says he based the Hublot on the Royal Oak. That's where they got the design from. So, yeah, he is quite a cool guy there. I would keep the Hublot. I would possibly, the only advice is when you get a Reverso, a lot of Reversos have a silver or a whitish colored dial, a creamy dial. I would say get a Reverso with a black dial. I reckon for you, 1 brand per watch. That's a great rule. So you don't have 2 Rolexes or 2 Amiga. The other thing I would do if I were you is I would say, hey, how about keep it steel, and I would get a black dial Reverso. The tribute to 1931 in steel comes with, they got a model that comes with, the original one comes with the black dial. I would keep them all black dials. That's what I would do. So I reckon that would make a perfect 5th piece. As for the now, Clive, I'll let you. I just wanted to finish on one note there and say, as far as the watch goes, look, take a look at E-Lady. That's a Japanese seller. They have got an absolute bargain at the moment. They have got, and I would say to your daughter, hey, honey, I wanted to buy you a Rolex, but hang on a minute, honey. Do you really want an automatic watch? Maybe you want a quartz, because a lot of women do like quartz because they don't have to set it continually. So I would say to her, this is what I would do. If you go to the E-Lady site, right? Now, I don't get paid 1 cent to recommend E-Lady, by the way. So don't think I get paid. They've got I'm just going to tell you, with E-Lady itself there, they actually have some really good deals I'll tell you what they got at the moment. Okay, this is up to you. You don't have to. You don't have to do what I say. But let's have a look. E-Lady, women's, Amiga women.
Let me jump in with a better argument. Okay.
Look at this. They got this Amiga Constellation here, $539 US. You can buy the right box on it on eBay for $100. That's the chocolate type Amiga box. And now the bracelet may be a little bit small. However, they underestimate the length. The bracelet length, I got one and it turned out to be a lot longer than what the description said. I reckon this is a beautiful watch for a lady to have. Amiga Constellation. It's quartz. That's going to be a lot cheaper than buying a Rolex. If you're going to buy a Rolex, you got to buy a steel. I'd get an Oyster Perpetual. Oyster Perpetual, no date, just stainless steel. That's vintage. What I'd get. No, forget vintage. Vintage isn't usable. You want like 90s or noughties. Okay? You know, like that blue one I had, Clive. That was such a cool watch for not a lot of money. Okay? Now, Clive, I'm telling him he should ask her if she wants. You could say to her, I'll give you a quartz Amiga plus £500. That'll get you out cheaper than get it. That's just, so I would run that by her. That's just how I would do it. Clive, what do you think? Now, I want you to answer these questions here. So firstly, Clive, let's get your opinion. You must admit, he's had a hard life. 5 kids and a divorce. That's never easy. You know this, Clive.
But he's a champion, as we can tell by his superior fisting efforts.
Yes. What's your opinion on the Hublot? Keep, sell? What would you do?
I like the Hublot. I like the Hublot. Granted, it looks more like a Royal Oak homage, but yeah, what I don't like that is so atypical. I mean, Hublots are over the top, gaudy, in your face. That one's actually relatively sedate, and I like it. I don't think there's a damn thing wrong with that Hublot. With a chronograph to boot. And one of the things I like about his collection is certain collections, they just click together. Certain collections are, the collection is more than the sum of its parts, and I almost think that's what we're looking at here. Because I'm looking at that, and I don't really discern a real need for a 5th piece. They're all, I mean, and they're all black dials, and I know we've get some color, get some vintage, mix it up, but these work well together.
It just pops. It pops. It really pops. And
and I agree about keeping it. I agree about keeping it black. So, Mark Pfister, I'm sorry, no white dial privilege for you.
Now, Clive, the question is: would you buy the daughter, a 21-year-old daughter, a Rolex, or would you try and talk her into a Amiga?
Or other kids? Hell no. But here's the argument that you're forgetting to mention. For
what, sorry?
Here's the argument for the quartz that you're forgetting to mention. And I guess I'd say maybe a Cartier quartz model, ladies. You can get those fairly inexpensively. Maybe not as quick, maybe not as cheap as that Constellation. But here's the argument for quartz. Okay, Vanessa or Hannah or whatever. I promised you I was going to get you a nice watch, and here's the and I am going to get you a nice watch. Now, if we get a Rolex, Daddy's not going to pay for the servicing. If you get a Rolex, you're going to have it for it to run right, and to keep its maintenance and its value and everything else. You're going to have to have that serviced on a regular basis, and that's going to be
once every 5 years. Once every 5 years, Clive.
Or assuming there's no problems.
Actually, Clive, I've just put this is a lady's Oyster Perpetual Date. I think that's a perfect watch for a lady.
But here's the thing. But Vanessa or Hannah or
Buffy,
Michelle,
Buffy,
right, or Buffy. But Buffy, now if you're going to get that, I'm not going to pay for the servicing. I'm not going to. On the other hand, if you get this quartz, it's going to run just as well or better. And instead of paying hundreds of dollars every couple of years, you take it to the jeweler and they'll just pop a battery in for $15 or $20. and it will run just as well.
And just tell her
no
not
one
to take it in water. Don't take the bloody thing in water.
Right. No one will know except us, and I'll pay for the batteries in the next few years. In other words, let them know this. If you want to do this, this is fine, but this is going to cost you money. If you want to do this, the upkeep is next to nothing, and it's still just a Jim Dandy little watch.
Yes, very true, Clive.
See, I mean, when I got a Dad, I was a little privileged myself when Dad, you know, got a Trans Am. It's like, you know, son, if you take this thing out and hot rod it, you're going to hurt yourself. You know, son, if you do this, if you hot rod it, you're going to get all sorts of tickets, and you know, that's going to be really, really expensive. And going through all these things, they said, look, if you hot rod this car, that car is going to eat you alive in costs.
Did you hot rod it?
No, I did not.
Here we go. Here's another nice watch. Look at this. One of these Oyster Perpetual Rolex. This is one I had. I sold it. Probably $2,500 to $2,500 US. This was a late 90s, early 2000s sort of watch. That's the type of watch.
And Mark, like I said, of course, it's a little bit different. I think he's in the UK. But over by me, there's a ladies' Cartier, ladies'
Can you just give me a minute, Clive? I just want you to take over for a minute.
Like I said, by me, there's a ladies' Santos quartz, box, papers, everything. Asking price is $1,500. You could probably talk them down from that. You know, do I like that Constellation? No, I don't. I mean, I realize it is cheap as chips, but it's not really attractive. But, you know, Mark, you have 5 kids. You're going to have to think long term here, buddy. Also, as for the JLC, I really don't think you need the JLC. I actually think your collection is fine as it is. If you want one, get one, but don't flip the Hublot. That, you know, it's close enough that people that halfway know about horology might appreciate its, you know, illegitimate link to the Royal Oak, and non-watch nerds might appreciate it because it is a Hublot. So, yeah, actually, if you got a great price on it, you like the watch, keep the watch. Screw it. I mean, you know, I know when we start out, we're all insecure, and we all want to make sure we're making the right choice, and that we're not making a drastic mistake, and that we're going to waste hundreds or thousands of dollars. But if you've been doing it for a while, you kind of get the ropes. Of course, you're going to make mistakes, but why not? Why not plant your flag on something that you believe is a good watch? You know, Hublot does have some pedigree, and it's a Swiss luxury watch, and you like it. You know, actually, I believe that a good watch collector should be equal parts and ooh. Equal parts emotion and equal parts logic. You know, you have to go through, you have to do the homework, do your research, see what other reviewers say about it. See what, you know, Hodonki, see what the experts have to say about it. Look it over. Check out comment boards. See, do other owners like it? Have other owners had problems with it? What is the resale, if that's important to you? And you can do that all you want to. But the second part of the equation is the ooh part. And the tricky part is that you really don't know. You can look at pictures day in and day out, but it's not till you put on your watch and it makes your heart flutter. The ooh. So, yeah, if you've got equal parts logic and emotion, or and ooh, keep the freaking watch. Add the JLC later. I personally, I mean, if you want to get the JLC, I don't really think it needs it. That's actually a heck of a nice little collection of 4 pieces.
It is.
I mean, I think anyone.
It just pops, doesn't it? It's just got synergy, doesn't it?
Yeah, it is more than. Yeah, and it's one thing to sit here and like come all over a guy's like $500,000 collection, but it's different. It's more than the sum of its parts. and I
This
like
is
it.
beautiful. And I even like the fact he doesn't have the Batman. He's got the black, black, black. I think that is cooler.
Well, yeah, see, and I think the Batman would stand out too much in this collection. I think I don't know if he's lucked into it, if he's put on a lot of work and a lot of thought and a lot of effort, but nice job.
Definitely
awesome job,
don't sell the Panerai. Sorry, don't sell the Hublot. Sorry, I think keep it.
Yeah.
And Clive,
Panerai one. Yeah.
Clive, you've discussed the daughter. You've discussed the daughter situation. I was interested. He's still got that first Timex. That's such a cool. That's just such a throwback to a. That's a very innocent time. I must say that, Clive. Well done. I want to say, as a man to another man, I just want to say.
Well, and here's the other thing I was wondering about. He's got kids varying in ages. I mean, you had the love of watches when your dad gave you a Timex. Where's your daughter going to go if she starts with a Rolex?
Yes. Clive, I've got to tell you something. I really got to hand it to this guy here. It's so much better to have this type of collection than, say, have a sports car. Like you, Clive, you could have a really cool sports car now if you wanted to, right?
Yeah.
But the watches is going to hold its value. It should hold its value. And this is just beautiful. He's got some beautiful pieces. If ever he needed to cash one or two in for something went wrong, he could cash them in. Their currency. All of those ones there, he's got a currency. I got to tell you, whether you add the fifth piece or not, Clive, can I just throw a hat into the ring one more time?
You're running for office?
Do you think the fact he doesn't have a GM, he's got a GMT, of course he has. He's got a, I'm crazy. I just thought he did. He's got a GMT, he's got a diver, he's got a chronograph, he's got two chronographs. Man, he's got all his bases covered. If he gets the reverso, he's got a dress watch as well. Man.
More with less.
And I love the fact that he's only got one watch per brand. That really means a lot to me. I like, in this day and age, I think less is more, okay? What'd you give this out of 10? I'd give this an 8.5, Clive.
Oh, well, it's hard to tell because I chat with Mark on the boards. We exchange respectos every day. So he's almost like family. So it's really kind of hard to be subjective. I would just give him a 9 because he's Mark Google Ads Pfister.
Yes, yes, he is a very cool guy, and I got to tell you, Clive, this is a very cool collection. He is a very cool guy.
Something else, and Port TV Alinic basically said, and he had a good point. This is what I was almost thinking about. If the daughter, I mean, how close is she to 21? Give the oldest one the Rolex. See how they do. I mean, not the Rolex, the Timex. This was my first watch. This is what gave me the love of horology.
No, he can't do that. Clive.
No, before the age 21. Kind of like you give the kid a beater car before you turn over a Camaro or a new Mustang convertible.
I'm not sure, Clive. I think we've said our piece there. I gave my kids, when they were teenagers, a Rolex each, the two oldest boys, and both of them asked me to sell them. Yep.
Well, like father, like son.
And I got to tell you honestly that the money went, and they say to me, "Hey, can you buy me another one?" I said, "No, you got a Rolex each. You wanted it sold. That's it. And you're not going to inherit any of my collection because you've already told me it was only about the money. So you failed the test." I've told them this. So
no,
I got to tell you, very, very well done collection. Beautiful collection. Okay, let's wrap it up. Anything else you got to say then? Fist.
No. As always, Mark Pfister, respectos.